Good morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. Thanks for joining us this morning. A drive-by shooting in Opelousas yesterday ended with 5 people being shot. Police Chief Martin McClendon says it happened at a home on Sapphire Street. The victims are being treated at Opelousas General Hospital. Now, the chief says he believes the shooting was in retaliation to a previous shooting. Then the Lafayette Parish School System helping out parishes still in need of hurricane help after Hurricane Ida. St. Charles Parish was a district seriously impacted by the storm. LPSS says after the hurricane ravaged the parish, residents in St. Charles Parish had a difficult time even finding drinkable water. The Lafayette Parish School System held a water bottle drive to help out. Last week, LPSS delivered 500 cases of water.
Living in South Louisiana, you know that you're susceptible to rainwaters, floods, hurricanes, and I think it just lends a helping hand to our friends and our community and our neighbors to help those people in their time of need, especially with something as critical as just drinking water.
Then the Disaster Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as DSNAP, is now available for those impacted by Hurricane Ida. This includes residents who live in Iberia, St. Mary, and Lower St. Martin parishes. This program helps families buy groceries and hot meals. To qualify, you must live in one of the 25 parishes approved by the president, and you have to also meet certain income requirements.
This program will help to replace those food benefits and or supplement any money that you currently have to purchase food to take care of families.
There is a schedule set up to make the application process just a lot smoother for you. For a look at those dates, you can log on to our website, klfy.com. Treatment for coronavirus patients is becoming more widely available in Acadiana. News 10's Neil Durang went to the first monoclonal antibody infusion site operated by the State Department of Health and learned more about where the second site will be. He reports from Rain on this.
This infusion site is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's goals to be able to see 150 people a day if necessary. The Louisiana Department of Health is opening 2 monoclonal antibody infusion sites in every region. The first in Acadiana opened in Rains Civic Center this week. The second is expected to open in Lafayette next week. Region 4 Medical Director Dr. Tina Stefanski says demand for the infusion was at its highest a month ago in the peak of the fourth surge. Some people had to wait several days for treatment, most effective if taken early on.
The hospitals were doing everything that they could to get people in that timeline, but sometimes it was difficult because again the demand was so great. So this will help to I think quicker access for people, and also again provide some relief to really a taxed hospital and healthcare system.
If you are high risk and did test positive for COVID-19 recently, reach out to your medical provider. They can refer you to treatment here. Reporting in Rain, Niels Rang, KLFY News 10.
A Lafayette woman speaking out after she says a Lafayette cemetery buried her mother in the wrong spot. We've learned it's the same cemetery where we reported a similar incident happening just about a few months ago. News 10 Britt Lovato tells us what happened and what's being done about it.
When Vanessa Furnell's brother died in the beginning of 2020, he was buried in Calvary Cemetery. In July, Vanessa lost her mother, Dolores Moore, to COVID. Vanessa's family wanted Moore to be buried next to her son. They made those arrangements with the cemetery. The day of her funeral, this happened.
Once we started walking, and we was passing up the burial of my brother, and we kept walking, and we said, well, hold on, where are we going? And we kept walking, and that's when they pointed out this is where she's at. And I said, no, she's not supposed to be this far. She's supposed to be near my brother. Something ain't right.
Furnell said she paid a lot of money to have her mom buried next to her brother. They even picked out the spot with the cemetery director, who she says agreed to the plot.
It didn't work out that way. He placed her where he wanted to put her. And that's not right. It's not right. The family requested and paid for what they wanted. They should be placed where you agreed to do so, and what you told the family you would do.
Furnell says since her mom was buried in July, she's been in the wrong spot, which is across the cemetery from her son.
And when I confronted the guy that runs the cemetery, He said that he wouldn't move her. He would leave her where she's at. And that was the end of that.
Furnell says her family is still fighting to have her mom moved to her rightful spot next to her family.
That's all we're asking, to put her in the right spot where she's supposed to be. She's still in the spot where she's not to be.
All right, that was Britt LaFonso reporting. We reached out to the Diocese of Lafayette, which owns the cemetery. They did not give an official statement in response to claims by the family. Several hundred protesters converged on the Capitol yesterday, rallying in support of the people charged in the January 6th riot. Chris Van Cleve was there, where security was intense.
Layers of security, barricades, and surveillance cameras were in place for this Capitol Hill protest. Former Trump campaign staffer Matt Braynard organized Saturday's Justice for J6 rally in support of the insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol more than 8 months ago.
There are uniformed officers here who I demand that you respect, you're kind to, you're respectful to, and you're obedient to.
Even well inside the fence perimeter here at the base of the Capitol, there are armored vehicles and police in riot gear. Take a look over here. You'll see these lines of vans. Inside are officers ready to respond, almost like a quick reaction force if there are any reports of violence. This is part of an all-out effort to avoid a repeat of the violent storming of the Capitol that we saw on January 6th.
I don't feel it's right for all these people to be locked up the way they got locked up.
On Friday, the head of the Capitol Police said his officers were prepared and warned about the threat of clashes between protesters and counter-protesters.
In my opinion, that's the most likely scenario for violence.
As backup, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin approved a request to station 100 D.C. National Guard troops at an armory near the Capitol. They were cleared to carry batons but not firearms. By the time the rally ended, law enforcement may have been breathing a sigh of relief, but not letting down their guard. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Trevor Sonier over in the Weather Center, and it's going to be wet for us this week, and then things are going to kind of lighten up when it comes to the rain at the end of the week. Did I get it right?
Yeah, it looks like some cooler temperatures coming in as well. We're zooming into Louisiana. Let's take a look. 75 in Lafayette, 75 in New Iberia, 73 in Opelousas, and dew points are right there in the mid-70s as well, so humidity is near 90 to 100%. Now, we do have some coastal storm activity. It's sort of waning, as it usually does this time of the morning, but we'll see more storm activity developing later on this afternoon. Probably saw about 30% coverage at best yesterday. I'll go about 40% today. Models are once again being aggressive in developing that storm activity. It didn't really materialize yesterday, though. Looks like we may have been a little too close to that upper level low. Most of the lift was a little further off to the east, but we'll have to wait and see for today. Either way, there's a chance that we could see some scattered storms, so just factor that into your plans. Future Track does show some storm activity developing, maybe a little further eastward across the area, but it does try to develop some activity further westward across Acadiana today. And then for tomorrow, isolated storm action at about 30% tomorrow. I think rain chances may go down a little bit tomorrow, but then come back up Tuesday and Tuesday night as the main front works through the area. Upper level low sitting right overhead, and that's why I think the main atmospheric lift may actually be a little further east of us, but we may have just enough lift right near that upper level low to produce a few of those scattered storms, with the warm temperatures and the levels of moisture in the atmosphere being what they are. Now, we have this upper level trough that will be coming in Tuesday night. It will swing a cold front through the area. We could see some storms accompanying that front. And then behind it, nice weather. A northwesterly flow comes in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, giving us a nice dose of cooler air from the north. Now, atmospheric moisture levels is high further off to the east, but for us, it looks like just drier air coming in for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it moves pretty far southward, as far south as the Central Gulf, so this will definitely be one of the stronger fronts that we see this early fall season. We've seen a few fronts where it may have given us some lower humidity and may have dropped temperatures 3 to 5 degrees. This will be different. This will be a pretty strong one. Temperatures in the lower 90s, though, Tuesday. Temperatures usually spike out ahead of the front. Upper 70s to near 80 degrees on Wednesday, 50s Thursday morning. We're in the 70s again Thursday afternoon, and then Thursday night, Friday morning could be in the low to mid 50s across the area. Now, across the tropics, we have 3 separate systems that we're tracking. We have the remnants of Odette, which is working across the northern Atlantic. We have a newly formed tropical storm Peter, and then we have another tropical depression further off to the south and east here, right near the Cape Verde Islands. So here's a track for Peter, taking it off to the north and west, and then a bend back to the north, so no threat to any land areas. Bermuda may have to watch it, but no threat to the United States. Certainly some good news there. And then we have our newly formed tropical depression 17. Could become a tropical storm down the road, but this will move out to sea as well and only affect maritime shipping interests. So 88-year high today, 40% chance for storms. The southeast wind 7-day forecast shows isolated storm chances tomorrow, 50% on Tuesday, and then mostly sunny skies Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Some nice weather ahead. Highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. And morning starts could be in the 50s. Notice 57 Thursday, 56 as we go through Friday. Back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Trevor.